All right, we are forming the grid up right now. It's all right. All right, 5 red lights. And lights are out. And a good start from Taco. He's already up to second, or battling for the lead now. Everyone else behind them is just getting a slipstream, and Taco takes the lead from P3 to P1 into turn 1.
Contact in the first corner. Looks like these girls had some contact in the first corner. He's now back in the pack.
Yeah, these girls does appear to have some damage on his front wing. Maybe not.
I saw an end plate fly off too. I'm trying to figure out who it was.
And Figlin passes Neil for 4th place, and Babushka looks for it, but he does not go for the pass on Neil. He'll fall in line and try down into turn 1. Meanwhile, Figlin pulls away from Neil and Babushka. Will Babushka go for it? He does. Neil will give him a position. Corner cut there. Will Neil fight back? Does not appear so. Yes, he does. He'll get a good run out of turn 3. But it isn't enough to get side by side. Now he gets side by side. Down into turn 4. It's going to be close. He will not make the pass. He'll fall into the line behind Babushka. Meanwhile, Tactixo is pulling away from Kia, actually. Borat is slowly closing on Kia. Van passes Neil for 6th, dropping Neil down to 7th. And here comes Pfeiffer to challenge Neil, but Neil's going to get the slipstream from Van. Neil goes side by side with Van. Who's going to get the position? Van locks up, almost hits Neil. I think there was some contact there.
Van's still right on the back of Neil. Locks up. Coming to the back straight. Still a half second behind, but right on his tail.
Staying behind the guy in the S's is a very, very tricky job to do around here. They're so fast. Neil runs a little wide. That's going to give Van an opportunity down into the stadium section. Will he go for it? He looks, but he does not go for it.
Taco's now comfortably out front with a 2-second lead over Kia, setting fastest lap after fastest lap. Kia is being challenged by Borat for 2nd place.
Borat all over the rear wing of Kia too.
Picks up a 3-second time penalty for track extensions.
It happens. It happens.
Mexico is definitely one of those tracks where you can unintentionally extend the track.
Yes, there's a nice battle for 9th right now with Dees and Captain Quiche along with Mr. Jesus. Very close together. Jesus ahead.
We're all separated by about a 1.5 seconds coming through the S's here.
Dees goes a little wide, but he doesn't lose too much time. Yes, that Kia and Borat are battling each other. Borat's got the DRS. Kia goes to the right-hand side to defend. Borat all the way up towards the curbs. It looks like Borat might get the position here. There's contact with the two. Kia loses out. Borat ahead. A lot of contact there in turn 2. Jesus just overtook D's Grills again. As that battle wears on. Kia chasing down Borat again. 3/10 separate them. Kia's going to fall in line into the stadium section. Very, very close battle between these two for the second spot. Meanwhile, Tactics O is pulling away, already 4.5 seconds ahead of Borat. Borat already goes to the right-hand side of the track. He pulls back towards the left, breaking that slipstream just long enough so that Kia couldn't have a chance to take a look at him as they both run over the curbs. Jesus goes back past D's after what appeared D's making some sort of mistake. I didn't catch it there. D's looks like he's about to overtake Jesus, and he does in a turn 4. Jesus lets him have it, but Jesus is going to come back. There might have been contact there.
Van Beets now picks up a 3-second warning. Dees is pulling away in the S's from Mr. Jesus. While the battle for second between Borat and Kia ensues, it's given time for Figlin and Babushka to catch up.
And Tactics O is in the pits already.
Only 6 laps in.
He goes to the mediums. He must be doing a 2-stop because that is pretty early. And Pfeiffer is under pressure from D's Grills. D's Grills gets ahead of him before turn 1, it appears. And he does. And that is D's Grills up to 7th and Pfeiffer to 8th. And Figlin is up in 2nd, getting past Borat. And it appears Kia, Figlin, and Borat have all gotten very, very close, and I don't know where Figlin came from because he was nowhere near these two. There's Figlin getting very, very close to Kia. He wants that lead. Figlin will have, if he can get a nice run out of the final corner here, of DRS down the front straight to help. He's less than half a second close. He's got the slipstream. He's got DRS. He's going to pull alongside of Kia. And we'll get ahead of Kia before turn 1.
Borat's coming up on the back of Kia as well.
Borat gets close to Kia, but he does not appear to make the move. Yes, Kia will keep the position, and Figlin is now your race leader. Now Borat pressuring Kia again while Kia tries to pressure Figlin into the hairpin. This is incredible racing for the lead, and Babushka is closing in on all three of them because they're battling so much. But it appears Figlin might be pulling just slightly ahead of Kia. Kia late on the brakes, closes right up to Figlin, and he makes it stick through the stadium section now. And now Kia will have DRS down the front straight. Will Figlin defend, or will Kia easily pass him like Figlin did? And Figlin will not defend. Kia will blow past him now into turn 1. Borat will stay behind Figlin. Incredible racing here for the lead right now. TactXO is taking positions back and back. He came out of the pits 9th. He's back up to 7th now. But it looks like he might have to pit again as he went onto the mediums on, well, lap 6. There, 30 laps on the mediums around here, not gonna last you very long. If you wanted a one-stop, he should have gone to hards, but looks like the two-stop might actually be the way to go because the hards are pretty slow around this track.
Lock up from Borat trying to go down the inside into the hairpin stadium section. He just needs to bide his time behind these guys.
Meanwhile, Kia starts to pull away from Figlin because of that move from Borat, but Kia's in the pits. Followed right behind by Borat. Van will take over what is currently second.
Net risk leader Taco overtakes D's coming onto the front straight with no problem whatsoever.
Yep, and D's is behind him without DRS, but staying very, very close. This is D's still has to pit, and we know TactXO has to again, but for now, TactXO is your will be your leader after the two in front of him pit.
Kia comes out the pits in 7th on mediums with Borat right behind in softs. And they're pulling up pretty quick on the rest of the pack here as their soft tires are going to start to fall off real quick.
And Kia looks like he's going to make a pass. No, he will. Well, no, he will. He will force Captain Quiche wide. He'll take that position through the S's. That puts a gap between him and Borat for now. So there's no pressure on Kia at the moment. Borat does not make a move on Captain Quiche there.
Captain goes into the pits. Borat along the straight. He'll pick up DRS anyway. Along
and
with
Babushka right behind him in tow.
Babushka's pulling up on him.
They both have DRS.
Figlin comes out of the
Here
pit.
comes
3 wide.
Figlin out of the pits. And it appears Babushka comes out on top of that. But Babushka has yet to pit. He is on worn mediums.
He pitted 2 laps ago.
Oh, he's on softs. Okay.
Yep.
It's showing mediums on my screen. Okay.
He's got 2-lap old softs on. We're still yet to see a pit lap or a pit stop from Kriegs, as well as D's up in second and these very worn softs.
So on my computer, I'm not even joking. Babushka's tires are flashing red and yellow. And I did not see that, but I definitely believe it. Figlin is very, very fast.
Looks
And
like they all
Tactexo
pulled
has
past.
the lead again. D's Grills is in the pits. And D's Grills will have a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Mr. Jesus stays out on 11-lap softs.
Jesus is looking to probably stretch these tires a little while longer and make it a one-stop. Possibly just jump on the mediums for the final stint even.
Depending on how many tires he's got left, he might not be able to do the 2-stop that he wants, which would be a soft, medium. So it's something that I would do. That makes sense because, like you said before, the hards around here, they feel like you're kind of like driving on butter. You just slide everywhere.
Yeah, they're very, very slow, and you really need the grip and the S's and to get out of the hairpins, and the hards do not provide that around here. The softs definitely do, and the mediums have just enough to get the job done, but again, like you said, the hards is like driving on butter, or like it's like driving on ice. You can't put the power down and you just start sliding all over the place. Tactexo has a 9-second lead over Kia, who's 2 and almost a half seconds ahead of Babushka.
Babushka, Figlin, and Borat are still here fighting for third place.
Yeah, it's a very, very good battle. Babushka gets passed by Borat as well. And his tires are still blinking red and yellow for me on the sidewalls there. So that is something I've never seen before, but okay.
Well, he is on softs, or at least it looks like he is. And Jesus is still out now, 12 laps on those softs.
Looks like Jesus is going to go a long game here with these softs, try to stretch them out as much as he possibly can. or that. Cookie said maybe he forgot to pit like he did last race. Speaking of which, Cookie and I had a intense battle, and Borat looks around the inside of Figlin there. He's gonna get really, really close all over the rear wing. Believe he might have touched the wall there a little bit. He'll have DRS down front straight here. This is shaping up to be a good battle, and don't count out Babushka from far back. Borat will get the position. Babushka will stay in 5th. Figlin now all over the rear wing of Borat. Tactexo still leading, over 9.5 seconds now, separate him and Kia.
Well, when he pit, he was the race leader. So after everyone makes their pit stops, he would inherit first place no matter what. So him making a few passes on track during that time period is what really gave him that extra lead over Kia. Barring a disaster from him, no one's going to catch him at this point, it looks like.
Exactly. He got through the traffic a lot more efficiently than Kia did, and that allowed him to get to this immense lead that he has now. As Borat starts closing in on Kia, he starts pulling away from Figlin as well.
Mr. Jesus, 13 laps now on his softs. He's fallen down the pack a little bit, now down to 8th place. I'd hope he'd pit soon. He's almost going to have to, or he risks a puncture in these tires.
Yep, and Figlin doesn't have DRS down the front straight, but he did have some slipstream off of Borat, so he was able to close the gap in a little bit, but it wasn't enough, and Borat, it looks like now he's set up to pull away and getting ready to attack Kia here in a couple laps' time.
Meanwhile, we have a fight in the back. Pfeiffer just
passes
overtook
Kriegs. Oh, Pfeiffer spins
him out
into turn 2. Well, he'll get it. He'll lose a ton of positions. He'll fall to 12th and lose a ton of time to Captain Keach and Kriegs, and Captain Keach passes Kriegs. There appeared to have been contact, and Pfeiffer got taken out, and now he's back 5.5, 6 seconds, fighting the car, trying to get back all the time he just lost.
I don't know when it happened, but Pfeiffer also has front wing damage.
Yeah, he did hit the wall very, very slightly, but it was just enough to do damage. So we'll see if he pits here or not for new tires, as he had spun out. And that, you know, burns up your tires pretty bad, especially the rears. Jesus is in the pits now. Pfeiffer decides to stay out. Jesus goes to the mediums. He'll have 20 laps. 20 laps on the mediums might be doable. Have to save his tires. Meanwhile, Borat has closed the gap immensely to Kia and is now fighting him in the stadium section now.
Kia has great speed, as evidenced by his pole position here, but Borat is on the soft tires, and they both have the same amount of laps on those tires. So anything Kia makes up for in his raw ability, Borat's going to come back due to his tires being better.
Exactly. And not only that, Borat definitely has to pit because he's ran 2 sets of softs, so he'll have to run on mediums at some point. And I believe Kia might have to be pitting as well. If Kia does stay out, he'll be 26 laps on those medium tires. And that's a lot around here. It is doable, but it's going to take a lot out of him, and pushing the car as hard as he is right now, it does not appear that he will be doing the one stop, as he tries to stay with Borat. And lap car bacon juice there. Now they'll both have DRS coming down the front straight, but Borat has a nice exit out of the final corner. Got on the throttle just early enough, and also had the extra grip, and he just pulled away. But Kia still has a slipstream and DRS into turn 1. He'll keep it close, but he won't be close enough. Borat is eating into the lead of TactXO. Well, it's down to a 7-second gap. TactXO might have made a mistake, I'm not sure, but that gap went from 9.5 seconds to now down to just under 8.
Kia has great raw speed, and now that Borat's tires are going to start falling off here pretty soon, as they're getting old, those mediums will definitely have an advantage for him, and he'll be able to make up some time when Borat goes for a pit, because I'd assume the Kia would probably stay out for 4 or 5 laps more after Borat pits.
Yes, and if Kia does pit as well, back to the softs, and if he loses any bit of time, those softs will definitely bring back the battle to him towards the end of the race. Kia goes for the move down into turn 1, but Borat holds on for now, and he does, though. Kia has a bit of a slide out of turn 3. He'll have DRS down into turn 4, but he won't be able to make any move. A very good battle between these two. Kia's running very, very low and very, very close to the curbs in that hairpin, and it's compromising his exit just a little bit. He doesn't carry a lot of speed that Borat does by not running as close to the curbs. Kia's running a much tighter line. Borat's a little bit looser of a line. Pfeiffer is now closing into Kriegs here. They had some contact earlier. I'm surprised Pfeiffer's been able to carry on as well as he has with that damaged wing. Having no end plate there, there's a lot of downforce loss, and even worse when you're behind a car, especially through these S sections.
He's going to have a lot of understeer on any right-hand turn.
He goes for the move.
He goes on the inside.
He doesn't make it, but he definitely went for a corner cutting overtake there. He'll have DRS coming down the front stretch here. If he can get a good enough exit, he'll overtake him before turn 1.
He is pretty low on his ERS, about less than 10%. The DRS should be able to keep him on, and as long as he can charge his DRS over the lap, he should be able to overtake him next time they come around.
Yeah, let's let that battery charge, get some, and get ready for another attack on the next lap. Try to keep it close if you can, but don't want to keep it close for too long, otherwise your tires will start to overheat, and that is not good.
We're both approaching Bacon Juice, the lone back marker at this time.
Borat's in the pit along with Figlin, Babushka, and Van Beets. Neil will collect up some positions now, and Tactics O is pulling away from Kia again.
Borat's back out in 4th with brand new medium tires, only 3 seconds behind Neil. Should have the pace to at least catch him, but then he's got an extra 18.5 seconds to catch up to Kia again.
Yes, and Kia might be pitting. We don't know yet, but I would assume so, because they'll have to make it 26 laps on those mediums, and that's a very, very tough task to do around here.
I'd say if he's going on mediums, he'll probably pit in 2 or 3 laps. That'll split the difference in the length of time he's been on the mediums. If you think he's going on the softs, then he's definitely going to stay out for 5 or 6 more laps.
At a minimum for 5 or 6 laps, too. He only has soft tires left, you said?
Said I don't know. It just depends on the tire package that he had coming into this.
That is very, very true. Yes, Kriegs is on the hards. He's playing a long game, obviously, trying to make the one stop. Might be able to get some points from it, but we'll have to see. But like we said earlier, those hards are like running on butter.
The Fife pitted right behind him in mediums, so with only a half-second gap, he be a battle to watch. So Fife can overtake him and hopefully
Fife
get some
closing in
redemption for
on
the incident
the
earlier.
on Kriegs as well through the S's with that damaged wing. So that tells you how well Pfeiffer's car is handling despite that lack of downforce.
Nope,
Oh, he pitted. Okay.
He's still missing his left end plate.
Yeah, he's still missing. Yeah, he's still missing the left end plate. And he'll take a Kriegs had a bad run out of the corner there, and now Pfeiffer has DRS. He'll get ahead of Kriegs. They're still side by side, and now Pfeiffer will pull ahead. And Bacon Juice is out of the race. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. TactXO up to a 9.3, 9.4 now, second lead over Kia. And Borat is now 19, almost 20 seconds now behind Kia. After battling Neil, he lost a lot of time there. It was about a second and a half to 2 seconds that he lost. But now he'll start pulling away from Neil here and hopefully start closing the gap to Kia.
Bacon Juice has DNF. I'm not sure what happened. We weren't watching.
I'm not sure what happened either, but I pointed that out about a minute or two ago. It was somewhere in Sector 3. But he was not having a good race. Also to note, Captain Quiche is on the hards as well. Is now in the pits. He goes from mediums, and that's got to be a mistake, because why would you go on mediums with only 12 laps left? I would have gone on softs, but that's just me. But maybe he's not the best at tire management.
Also, if he used up all of his softs during qualifying, he wouldn't have any left.
That's a very good point. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. Trying to find if there's an issue. Doesn't seem to be any.
I can't see any cars parked up on the side. I don't know where the concern is.
I don't know either, but it just flashed up on the screen. But the flags are cleared now, and we're back to racing there anyways. Kia is closing the gap to TactXO. It's down to 8.5 seconds. Borat's closed it in about to a second now. We'll keep an eye on that battle for you for the podium between those three.
And TactXO has now overtaken Kriegs down a lap.
Yep, Kriegs goes down a lap. And now TactXO is going to try to close in towards Pfeiffer and put him a lap down.
Looks like the field's starting to spread out a little more. Can we find Bacon Juice and see if maybe he wants to talk about what happened?
Sounds good. TactXO pulling back ahead of Kia. Very slightly, but it's not much, but it's something. Borat really closing the gap to Kia, and if Kia does pit, Borat will definitely take over second place, but Kia will be on fresher tires and be able to pull him in closer. Yeah, if Kia does not pit, he'll have to be over a second a lap quicker than Kia from here on out to catch him, and then he has to pass him as well, and we'll have to see. But catching someone's one thing, passing them's a whole different battle. Kia is in the pits. Kia is in the pits. He's serving a penalty. Goes to the softs. Borat will definitely take second. Now Kia has 9 laps to catch and pass Borat for second, and he might lose a spot here to Figlin too. He does, and Kia's now fallen to 4th with that penalty.
D's coming up quick on behind him as he comes out of the pits. With those fresh softs, he should be able to keep them off, and pulling a 8-second gap over 9 laps is going to be pretty difficult. But
if Babushka keeps putting pressure on D's, he'll easily pull away from them as they'll keep battling. And Babushka's going to go for the move into turn 4. He'll make it stick, and he'll take over the 5th spot from D's. And Kia already pulled out a second just from that move happening. And I tried
to get a hold of Bacon, but I can't reach him right now for comments, so we'll wait and see what happens there.
Alright, sounds good. It looks like TactXO is going to have this race locked up. Borat's 24.5 seconds back. Not sure if he's been gaining time or not, but that is... he'll have to make up stupid amounts of time per lap just to catch him. His only hope to have a shot at winning is TactXO makes a big mistake. And Captain Quiche, no, D's Grills is in the pits now. He comes out in 9th. Kia's caught Figlin now. This looks like it'll be a great battle between these two. Kia on the fresh sauce, Figlin on old mediums.
I think with those last 2 pit stops, that should be it for everybody.
Kia gets a great exit out of the penultimate corner, down towards the front straight. He'll get DRS, and he'll most likely take the position. Figlin goes to the inside to defend, forcing Kia to go to the outside. Kia goes the long way around, but he makes it go, and he is up and back into the podium.
You really got to defend the inside on the next turn on that one because of that reason right there. If they get you on the outside of turn 1, they have the inside of 2 and they're gone.
Exactly. That's why I try to defend the middle. If they want to go a long way around, then they'll have to run a really tight line through 2 there. And now Kia will pull away quickly from Figlin and try to run down Borat. He'll have to be over a second lap faster to catch him, but it is possible. Pfeiffer and Jesus wheel to wheel into turn 1. Pfeiffer makes the move. He runs a little wide coming into 2. Jesus will take the position back, and Pfeiffer now has to regroup and try to pass Jesus again to get himself back into the points. Still with that damaged wing, Jesus holds on for now. Were they banging wheels? I could not see in time.
Well, we're hearing no contact.
Jesus runs a little wide, cuts off Pfeiffer, it looked like. But Pfeiffer's going to have an excellent run down into the stadium section here. But he won't make the pass. Pfeiffer runs really wide at the hairpin there. And he loses a ton of time to Jesus. I don't think he'll have DRS here down the front straight.
I think if Pfeiffer stays patient, charges DRS a little, and just drives clean, he should be able to get back within DRS range and should be able to secure a points finish by the end of the race.
TactXO must have made a mistake because the gap between him and Borat is now 2.7 seconds.
No, he pitted. He's on softs.
He pitted. Okay.
At the end.
Pfeiffer's trying to charge up that battery. He's also got blue flags, I believe, for our leader. I have to let Borat by as well. He's charging up that bat now, I believe, so he can battle with Jesus. Now he's within DRS range. Jesus has a bad run through the hairpin there in the stadium section. Now if Pfeiffer can have a good exit here of a very nice shot down into turn 1.
He's got DRS. He hasn't activated it.
He has not activated DRS. Was he not within a second when he got to the
has it.
protection
He's
zone?
not using it.
He did not use his DRS. What went on there? He runs a little bit wide, lets Borat through.
Now he's opened his DRS. He's up to 70% charge on his battery.
Now he's got to close in almost 2 seconds onto Jesus. TactXO's pulling back away from Borat, but we'll see if Borat can close that gap, but it doesn't appear it will because TactXO is on much, much fresher rubber.
Pfeiffer stays nice and tight through the S's. Gains a little bit of time on Mr. Jesus. Good breaking into the stadium section. As long as he doesn't overcook the hairpin, he should be good.
He overcooked it just a little bit, but not terrible. Did he get
right
DRS
behind.
this time?
He did not, but he has 100% battery charge. And he's using all of it.
This is going to be a good battle here for the final points paying position between Pfeiffer and Jesus. TactXO still ahead. 4.5 seconds now separates him from Borat. He's pulling away.
8 seconds to Kia, who has gained a little bit of time, but not enough to take second place back. Figlin is still about 5 seconds behind him. Babushka, 5 seconds. Van Beats, 8. Neil, 7.5. D's 8.5. Captain 6 from there, and then back here, about 30 seconds separates these two from the rest of the pack.
Yep, and Pfeiffer now right all over the rear wing. Will he make the pass in the stadium section? No, he'll not. He'll tuck back in behind Jesus and wait for the front straight. He does not want to give Jesus another opportunity to pass him back. As he runs really wide through the hairpin, he'll lose a ton of time to Jesus, and they're coming to 2 laps to go.
He picks up the penalty and doesn't get DRS.
He lost over a second and a half of time to Jesus and picked up a penalty. And he'll have to let Kia by here within the next lap or so. And he does let Kia by. He runs wide. Now he's 4.5 seconds back from Jesus.
Looks like that last mistake of the hairpin might have done him in. He was so close.
Yes, he was very, very close, but it appears he will not be able to pass Jesus unless Jesus makes a big, big mistake. And then Pfeiffer puts Jesus under pressure and makes him make another mistake. He's closing the gap slowly, but it's not enough. Kia slowly reeling in Borat, but it is not enough. The field very, very much spread out now. Our closest battle would be Pfeiffer and Jesus, and that's separated by almost 4 seconds.
Well, as we approach the final lap, Taco's been in the lead pretty much the whole time. Gained 2 positions over his qualifying. Borat hasn't lost any, and then our pole sitter obviously has dropped down to 3rd.
Yes.
It looks like it's probably going to be the podium for this race.
Yes, it appears that way unless one of these guys make a mistake in the final lap here. But TactXO, a great start. Great jump off the line. And here, usually about the 2nd or 3rd row in lap 1 is the best place to be in because the run down into turn 1 is so long. And, you'll have all that slipstream, and, if you make the right moves and everything plays out right for you, you'll take the lead out of turn 1, and that's exactly what TactXO did on the start. Right on board with Taco and on his final lap around the circuit. In the stadium section for the final time. He has not made a mistake at all today.
There go the fireworks.
Fireworks are going off. And your winner, round 4, the Mexican Grand Prix, TactXO takes a checkered flag, hits the wall as he does in style. Borat will cross the line in 2nd, followed by Kia now coming to the stripe. Now Figlin will cross the line next. He'll finish 4th. Now we're waiting for Babushka here. Babushka out of the final corner. Now he will cross the line in 5th. That rounds out your top 5. Now comes Van Beets towards the stripe. He'll take home 6th. Neil through the final corner now. He's coming towards the stripe in 7th. D's Girls behind him in 8th. Captain Keish entering the stadium section now in 9th. Looks like he will take that position home. And Mr. Jesus will round out the points-paying positions in 10th.
Pfeiffer in 11th and Kriegs in 12th, with our only DNF being Bacon Juice. Lots of battles in the front as well as the mid of the pack all day long.
Yes, the first half of the race was very, very, very entertaining for us. The back half wasn't as entertaining, but it was very, very good racing nonetheless the entire race. Who would you guys say is the driver of the day?
I mean, you'd have to say TactXO probably. He got the lead early, took it, and just maintained a good pace throughout the entire race.
And now with the penalties, the final positions. TactXO takes first, Borat still in second, Kia third, Figlin in fourth, Babushka fifth, Van Beet sixth, Neil seventh, D's Girls in eighth, Captain ninth, and Mr. Jesus in 10th. That'll round out your points. And then the final 3 positions, Pfeiffer at 11th, Kriegs 12th, and Bacon Juice, the only one to DNF, in 13th. So until next time, folks, I don't know when the next race is because this is my first time paying attention to Tier 1. But until next time, I'll see you. Well, I don't have this here. The next race is Tier 2 on Sunday at 9, right here. It appears right now in the polls for that race it will be at Belgium.
Tier 1 races every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Tier 2 races every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We don't know what the next Tier 1 race will be until tomorrow, probably. But yeah, Spa-Francorchamps and Belgium Grand Prix this Sunday for Tier 2 drivers. I got word from Bacon Juice. He DNF'd because he had a work thing, so he had to bounce.
Well, that work gets in the way sometimes.
All right, are we going to bring any drivers in for?
Let's try to get a hold of TactXO.
Yeah, Cookie, why don't you go ahead and talk to him? Hop. Yeah, one sec.
It's me. Yeah, I heard.
Hey, welcome. Yeah, so a little bit of technical difficulties. I had to fill in unintentionally for Cookie because his audio wasn't coming through the stream. So, but you had a great start and took first position and pretty much maintained it the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying didn't really go my way. I had issues setting validated laps after my first run, and I ended up P3. But since long run into turn 1 off the bat, so I got to get full stream from Kia. We're on the outside, and yeah, had a good stint on my softs. Pitted maybe a little bit too early, but I actually kind of messed up my strategy. I was planning going soft, medium, medium, but I didn't have second pair of mediums, so I just went soft, medium, soft. Was really scared that Bora was going to catch me when I came out of the pits, but I came out of the pits ahead of him and had softs. So yeah, not the best race, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you ran those mediums 22, 23 laps. How much wear did you have on them?
Yeah, I think I ran at 60% wear on them when I pitted. Yeah, I mean Mexico's tough for tire wear, so knew that strategy was going to be important, and that's why, yeah.
Well, there's good and bad things about being out front. Unfortunately, it's kind of boring sometimes, but hey, you're the winner.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of racing by myself for most of especially the second stint. Third stint, kind of nervous with only, I think, 8 seconds between me and Borat in second. So, but yeah, most of the second stint I was by myself because I pitted so early. But yeah, can't complain.
All right, cool. I'm gonna go grab Borat then.
All right, thanks, guys.
Hello.
Hello. So qualified second, finished second. Had some pretty good battling with Kia. Why don't you go ahead and talk about?
Well, the first two, 1, 2, 3 laps weren't too bad. I mean, when I came off the formation lap and the grid start, I was sandwiched in between the two Red Bulls, so I was kind of shitting my pants there. But my teammate came and hit Kia out of the way, so it kind of opened it up a bit. But no, lap 5, 6, me and Kia were battling for quite a bit, and then I pit early because my tires were starting to fall off. I had a pretty bad setup, and yeah, it was just smooth sail from there. The only thing I saw was when I managed to overtake Kia when he made that extra pit stop. But no, it was a good battle. I think he was truly faster. He was gaining on me about 0.5 a lap for the last 5 laps, so I was pretty worried that he was gonna come for the second place, but I managed to hold it off.
You both were showing really good pace. He had the mediums, and you were falling behind on the softs, and you know he had some really good raw pace. And at some point, though, you overtook him and just kind of walked away from him at that.
Yeah, oh yeah, and plus like he had brand new tires when I was maybe six laps into my last set of mediums. So he was coming up on the grid for sure. So I was getting kind of worried. He was 1 spot back of Figlin, which was 1 step back of me, and then he took him, and then he got the DRS, and he kept catching DRS from all the back markers, and it was scary. At least I think he was. That's what it seemed like because he was catching really quick. But all in all, everybody drove good today. It was a clean race, no incidents. I was happy to see that.
Well, there were a few incidents, but nothing major anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Compared to what there has been.
That is very true.
All right, awesome. Well,
All right.
good race.
Thank you guys.
Congrats on the podium.
Thank you. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.